Hello everyone. So today I want to talk about Terrence Mashego and Gavin in relation to Kaizer Chiefs, of course. But before I do that, I just want to go and read some of your comments from yesterday because, as I said, if you leave comments, I'll start by looking at those comments from the things that you said in the previous day. So here I'll just start by reading this comment from DJ Stigzo. So he says, Mpilo, it's sad to watch really. I had wanted Zwane to coach the senior team for a long time, but what is happening now, it's just sad to consume. I can see him trying to put a brave face on interviews, but I know deep down inside he's under stress. I do believe he can make things work, but only if he wants to. If he can just swallow his pride and play players according to their strengths and utilize young dudes, i.e. Mshini, Bibo, no Bloom. And Blade, he was saying he's publicly bashing players in the media. That's not the sign of someone who got his house together. And so with one that is actually not agreeing with the other guys, Jacob Untatemrenmi. He says, I personally think we're overreacting on both issues. The handshakes or lack thereof, I think people conflate and confuse heat of the moment. It's a deflection. Also on the Dupree issue, I do not hear him lambast. I felt he pointed how the plan fell apart. Makosi, we appreciate the results unfavorable. Let's breathe. Okay, so Untate Mremi thinks we're overreacting and there isn't much going on basically. Which I kind of disagree with. I can agree with the part of yes, maybe there is like this thing which it was hit of the moment and Uzwane at the time he was just angry, and then Beno Shepard, there's nothing wrong with that. I agree with that. What I don't agree with Uguti Uzwane himself to single out a player. I feel like we can all agree Uguti Gukona, there is a huge part that is being done by players. Good, they're not doing a good job. But Guayana, it seems like he hasn't got his tactics right. And for him to then go out and not just say, you know what, I messed up, we'll do better in the next match, and trust in the process, because it's the same thing that Mikel Arteta, it was happening with him, Mikel Arteta with Arsenal. Last season, Arsenal, at some point, they were bottom of the league, and the same jokes that are being made about Chiefs were being made about Arsenal. But then Arsenal ended up bouncing back, and as we talking, Arsenal is on top of the Premier League, and Manchester City is second. So yeah, there's that thing yokuthi there's a possibility half enough. But having talked about that from yesterday, I do feel like I just the last thing Uguti Uzwana, I feel for him personally, Shem. I'm not gonna lie. I can understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. But I can kind of try and think how much pressure he's under, because he's having to deliver and so much is expected from him. And because so much is expected of him, he's trying to balance being careful, but also he's trying to get results. And because of that, he's just under so much stress. And that's where some people are saying he's not experienced and he needs other people to take over from him. And one of the people that he took over from, not like directly, yeah, he did take over from Hunt at some point. After the loss against Marumo Gallants, Hunt goes to Twitter. Hunt smells blood, Buffett. He goes to Twitter, he says, let's go again. New week loading with Super Sport United FC. Hunt knew exactly what he was doing. Like the coincidence, yokuthi nje moments after Chiefs lose the game, moments nje, even if the tweet was sent during the match Chiefs it shows ukuthi there's a message that is trying to communicate to go to, okay, I'm smelling blood and Chiefs, I'm coming for you. And it's kind of understandable on his part if he's looking at it from his part, because ilogic yake would be, I took Chiefs, I took them to the highest finish with Champions League. Bepeniwe, they were not allowed to sign anyone, and yet I, Gavin Hunt, took them to a position yokuthi Zwane could then take them to the semi-finals and then to the finals. But I, as Gavin Hunt, did all the work, and then Bangbongangani, they fired me. That could be his argument, but if we're being honest, I still believe ukuthi Gavin Hunt, it was the right decision to fire Hunt. I do, because you cannot tell me ukuthi ibhola lika Zwane is a little better than Elga Hunt. Because I feel like if you take ibhola lika Hunt and uthatha ibhola lika Zwane, uZwane mayidlala ibhola lakhe that he played against Royal AM, like good football, like how we're pressing, how we're playing, and all that stuff. Lingcono kunelika Hunt. It's better than Elga Hunt. Right now, what Zwane is playing is not his A game. Zwane right now is playing his fearful game. That's what he's playing. Udlala ukusaba and udlala ukutatazela. And because of that, that is why people are saying I would rather have uBaxter. Because uBaxter in 8 games lo esesudlalile, ngabe uBaxter wawinela amagame awu4 umsangano, would be frustrated, but he would have won 4, lost 2, or maybe lost 3 and drawn 1, and would still be mad because ubezube underperformer. Same thing with Hunt. He would have won maybe 4 steals, maybe same return as uBaxter, but the problem is ukuthi would still not see ukuthi what kind of football they are playing as coaches. And because of that that was weird. My chair, that was weird. And because of that, basoba nenkinga ukuthi where are they taking us? Because mabelokhu bedlala ibhola lokuthi siyaquzula shama cross, that's not good football. That's not the type of football that I want to watch personally. I don't know about you. So yeah, I think Hunt, there is bitterness there. There is ukuba bitter. There is ukuthi he probably does want to put the final nail on the coffin. And some fans vele bakufuna lokho because they know ukuthi as much as kuzobe kuyi-loss for Chiefs, but it would be like, for many, even I kind of believe ukuthi if Zwane loses against SuperSport, then it's curtains. So a lot of people want that. I don't. And yeah, I really hope ukuthi Zwane can make Hunt eat his tweets, but then that would mean Zwane will have to really put up a good performance. Because now last season, if you remember, Baxter was fired after the SuperSport United game. So it would be interesting if history was to repeat itself. Guys, the history kodwa ayingayirepeat la ekutheni uphinde uyibuke video iziphele. You are not subscribed. If you are not subscribed, this is your time. Please do the right thing. Please subscribe. Thank you. And also, if you haven't liked this video, please do. It helps YouTube spread the video to more people like you. Thank you. And the other person I want to talk about is Terrence Mashego, and not necessarily just Cape Town City, but the fact that Chiefs, when they were inquiring about Terrence Mashego, we heard things like, hey, Terrence Mashego will go overseas, and it was as if he's not going to play in SA. If he leaves Cape Town City, he'll only leave Cape Town City for a team overseas. Kuphila ngoba namanje didn't play kwi-CAF Confederations Cup because abafuna ukuthi abekho kwi-Champions League for i-Cape Town City because he might sign for Sundowns. So all of a sudden, the player that was apparently not available to be sold to Chiefs now is going to be sold to Sundowns. I don't understand. If, let's just say, Chiefs had the money to buy Terrence Mashego, which I think they didn't. If they did have that money, why then would uCommittees not like give a green light? Because if Terrence Mashego is worth 5 million and Chiefs were willing to pay 5 million, then why did he come out and make it seem like, hey, angeke nje ngimdayisele mina i-Chiefs uMashego? And when the rumors came out ukuthi uMashego was wanted by Sundowns, we did not hear anything that says Sundowns has so many players. Mashego would rather go overseas than play here. It's just weird. Lento, we've talked about it before. As much as our management also makes some questionable decisions of not signing players, but sometimes you also ask yourself, Uguti, these other guys now, don't they make life just difficult for no known reason from the Chiefs? Or is it because they do these things to try and get more money out of Chiefs? It's just a weird thing to find out. And the question of the day today, guys, that I have for you is Lento Leoguti. Do you think Gavin Hunt is actually still bitter about Chiefs firing him? And do you think that will act as an extra motivation to beat Chiefs? Or do you think he's just a professional coach who's through that and does not care anymore? It would be interesting to hear. And also the second question would be then, what do you think about Terrence Mashego going to Sundowns, given Guti they have Ulake? I don't know who else plays as a left back. And not to mention the fact that Cape Town City did not want to sell the player to us, but now they are selling him to Sundowns. Doesn't make sense to me. It just seems like kune conspiracy value kungayifuni Chiefs. So ningitshele kuma comment section what you think, guys. If you haven't subscribed, please do. If you haven't liked, please do. I'll see you on the next video. Thank you for watching, and until next time, remember, equals alphela umoya.